The gateway to the West, St. Louis, home of baseball on this Tuesday night. It's the Pirates and the Cardinals here from Busch Stadium. And the Cardinals have been one of the hottest teams in baseball. The Pirates will try to cage them tonight as they look to try to move up the standings in the National League Central. That'll be one tough task, as the Cardinals have been one of the better teams going for a while now. And Joe Block and John Wayne are with you here. And the Cardinals have some big news today as well, because their interim manager is now their manager, Mike Schilt, inking a contract extension today.
You always wonder about a managerial change and if it's going to affect the team for better or for worse. And obviously, man, he got these guys playing some good baseball. They're 14 over 500. They were only 1 over when they took over, so we thought that they were dead, but they're right back in the thick of things, although they only did gain 3 games in that 20 or 38 game stretch. 9 straight series wins. The pitching staff has been outstanding.
Yeah, those 9 straight series wins, the Pirates hope to turn that around. Their bats have been coming back around, as we saw in that Milwaukee series that joined that good pitching, and Gregory Polanco no exception to that. He and the Buccos take on the Cardinals here in St. Louis, and that's coming up right here on AT Sportsnet. With us tonight, we're telling you about Gregory Polanco. He's starting to emerge as one of the better right fielders in the league, and we've been waiting to see the consistency on offense and on defense. And we're really seeing both of those things for a long time now, several months.
I don't know if I've ever seen a turnaround like this with Gregory Polanco. He is a totally different player than we saw the first couple of months. He's doing it everywhere. He's doing it with the bat, and that's the thing that we always expect from him. But I think Gregory Polanco has been playing harder than anybody on this team. He's been playing as good a right field as anybody on this team. It's really amazing how he has settled in, not just with the bat, but the way he goes about his business. He's playing the game hard. These throws, he's playing one of the best outfields I've seen. It's a different human being than we've seen his first 4 years. It's like he flicked a switch. A couple of assists throwing guys out at home. He throws the pitcher out the other day at first base. And those things might get overlooked, but it's the offense that you look for from Gregory Polanco.
Now we'll look at our AT&T achieving more. That's where he stands with National League right fielders, and you know he's been among them, except for batting average. You know, all the power numbers, he's right there.
Yeah, I'm telling you, this guy, the Pirates should get a lot of credit for the patience they've had in Gregory Polanco, because this is why you keep letting him go out there and play right field every day, and you don't send him out, because he can do things like this. And when he's swinging the bat well, he can carry the offense. And,
you know, one of the other guys who've been doing that right now has been Adam Frazier. And Clint Hurdle says, you know, it's hard to take this guy out of the lineup right now, and why would you, the way that he's been swinging the bat since he got called up?
Not only since he got called up, but since he's gotten to the big leagues. He's done nothing but hit, with the exception of, you know, the sporadic at-bats he got early this year. He didn't hit the way we've seen him the last couple, and now he made a couple adjustments down in the minor leagues. He comes back up and continues just to hit. We don't expect the power. He's not going to be a power guy, I don't think. But boy, he a few home runs over the weekend. You know, since July 25th, an OPS over 1,000, the 4 home runs, and look at the 17 RBIs. That's good stuff.
Yeah, and not playing every day, too. I mean, that's some impressive stuff. He's trying to prove you wrong, Rock, with that power. We'll see if that comes true or not. Pitching-wise tonight, we got Ivan Nova and Jack Flaherty of the Cardinals, and we'll tell you about that coming up right here on AT Sportsnet. Series here from Busch Stadium, and Ivan Nova will get the ball for the Buccos tonight. And really, he's been solid for a while now, since coming off the DL a couple months ago. He's been good, but even more lately. And some tough opposition on the mound tonight with that rookie righty Jack Flaherty.
And that's kind of been the way it's been for Ivan Nova. The last couple of starts, the Pirates didn't score while he was in the game, but the ERA 3.46, only a couple of wins in his 7 starts. He's only faced the Cardinals once this year, but in his career ERA just south of 5. Now, Flaherty is something else. This guy, you know, without having, you know, great velocity, he's an average thrower in terms of velocity, but nobody hits him. Opponents hit 194 against him, and a lot of it is because he has an invisible fastball that guys can't get to, and they chase, and then that sets up the breaking ball. You're speeding up your swing because of the fastball, and then he starts throwing you, you know, breaking balls and curve balls, and he'll elevate the fastball. This guy, for 22 years old, has been pretty impressive.
And the Pirates have seen him 4 other times this year. Maybe that familiarity will help. We'll see. As the Pirates getting set to take on the Cardinals here in St. Louis. So let's kick it back to our studios and check in with Rob King. He's got a game break. him say congratulations. And for the 50-year-old Schilt, first time Major League manager, getting that extension today to be the Cardinals skipper. Yeah, Clint Hurdle usually isn't, most managers send out a bench coach or a coach, and he wanted to make sure he came out today to congratulate Schilt.
Well, that's good. I mean, you always like that. Organizational guys that, they work real hard and nobody really knows them, and then they get an opportunity and make the best of it and get rewarded. It's tough. It's tough. Jeff Bannister, obviously. I mean, I can't help but think of him and all the things he's gone through before he finally became a Major League manager. And
only 30 spots.
Yep. Not easy to do. And obviously these Cardinals responded very well to their new manager. And I mean, a shock to, baseball, really. Everybody thought, Mike Matheny was here to stay. And obviously Mike Matheny did a great job here as Cardinals manager.
But now it'll be Schilt's reign and Jack Flaherty's ball tonight. And as you were talking about a moment ago, I mean, so impressive for a 22-year-old. The Pirates needing to defeat that. How have they done that lately? Well, let's take a look at their RAV4 lineup for tonight. Really a good series in Milwaukee with Marte, Frazier, and Polanco atop the order, and Polanco 7 extra base hits in those last 7 games. Cervelli, Dickerson, and Bell in the middle, with Moran, Echeverria, and Noah rounding out Clint Hurdle's order for tonight.
And Jack Flaherty, the numbers, just 7 wins in 21 starts, despite the fact that his ERA is under 3. 144 punch outs and 115 in the 3rd innings. That's pretty impressive. He has given up 16 home runs, but almost all of those solo shots, so they don't hurt you as much.
The Honda defense behind him, Yadier Molina throws out 24%. That's below average, but he's in there every day. O'Neill, Bader, and Martinez in the outfield. Jerko, DeYoung, Garcia, and Carpenter in the outfield. And the 8-time Gold Glover, he's still a threat back there. Teams don't run on him like they do other catchers, even though he's had a little lesser success. And really, there's Matt Carpenter, the great bat, playing over at first base. Their defense has changed since Harrison Bader has been out in center field too, so that's something that we'll look for in this series. Now Bader taking over after they traded away Tommy Pham. They fire their manager, they trade away Tommy Pham. They don't really get anybody at the deadline, but then they added a couple waiver claims, and some of these rookies that they've put in to their bullpen or into center field have really clicked.
It's really been amazing what the Cardinals have done over the last several years.
Despite some injuries, Ozuna.
He brings these new guys in that, I don't know if they're top prospects or what, but I know I'd never heard of most of these guys they've brought up over the last several years, and out of the blue, they come in and fit right in and seem to have great success.
Well, the Pirates are in here to spoil all of that. Make Mike Schilt's first day as Cardinal manager a big loss, right? Well, Pirates got the bats moving in Milwaukee. Marte starting to come around again. Trying to bunch together the hottest hitters in the top of that order.
Well, you figure they're going to get the most at bats. The guys that are swinging it well. If you turn it over that one extra time, you want them up there. And here's Jack Flaherty. I tell you, averages just 92.5 miles per hour in his fastball, but his opponents hit only 206 against it. Just about every pitch he features, they don't hit. There's a good slider. We'll also mix in a curveball and a changeup. A late moving, tight, short little slider.
Full on Marte. Try to get that good speed aboard. I always like to see when Marte gets on with Molina behind the plate. It's still a fun game within the game.
Molina is obviously a Gold Glover and does a great job with the running game, but you don't do a great job against the running game unless you have pitchers that can keep those runners close or from getting good jumps. As you see that tight little slider again, exact same location as the early one that got Marte out in front.
So a strikeout to start. And now the red hot Adam Frazier. Had multiple RBI games in each of the 3 in Milwaukee. We were mentioning a moment ago, you don't expect that kind of home run power from Frazier, but we've seen doubles and triples from him before.
Oh, he's got some pop. You don't expect him, to hit a whole bunch. I mean, if he plays every day, does he hit 20? I mean, the way he's been hitting lately, you'd think, yeah, maybe 20, maybe more. But yeah, he's hit his share of extra base hits.
Let's take a look at our Barrel Automotive League leaders and best guys against the division all time since the NL Central began in '94. Right there, Adam Frazier third, 360 lifetime against the other teams in the Central. An excuse me swing. Jerko takes care of him.
Would have taken you a lot of guesses to put Tyke Redmond at the top of that list.
A little hometown flavor in the umpiring crew tonight. Tim Timmons works at plate. Cal U's Alan Porter at first. Mike Winters is the crew chief at second. Jansen Visconti from Latrobe. He's at third. There's Mr. Winters. There's that little curveball. Polanco up to 21 home runs. And you talked about how he's matured out on the baseball field. You think about how he started August, and it was a sluggish time at the plate, facing a lot of left-handed starters. But instead of that slump lasting 2, 3, 4 months, it was a 2 to 3 week span, and then he's gotten right back to that torrid hitting that we've seen for most of the summer.
Well, for me, it's not just about the slumps. Everybody slumps, and even when he was not hitting the ball as well as we've seen, I mean, he was still in the at-bats. We didn't see him chasing. It's the other things that impress me more than anything else. It's the base running. It's the defense. In the last week or 10 days, there's been 2 routine ground balls with him on first base where he's making it a close play at second base on a force out for the 3rd out of an inning. I mean, he's been playing hard, and I think to me that's the biggest thing for me. I love the way he's been playing. I mean, he is out to prove something, and yeah, I think he's learned a lot about hitting this year. But the way he's gone about his business defensively, because there were times where, he looked a little shaky defensively, but he's been looking like a Gold Glover last few months.
Rope but foul. And I think we forget because he's been around for so long now. He's 26 years old. And not everybody figures it out that first year in the major leagues.
And yeah, he's experienced a lot at a very young age, and it's been a roller coaster ride. There's been failures, probably more than successes, and I think for whatever reason, something the last few months, It's changed them.
Broken bat. And the Pirates down in order in the first. Here comes Ivan Nova. Bat here in the bottom of the first. Already a threat right at the top of their order. The home run leader in the National League, along with the doubles leader as well. Then Molina and Martinez. Tyler O'Neill, a power hitting rookie. Paul DeYoung and Jed Jerko, 5 and 6. Bader, Garcia, and then Flaherty round out Mike Schiltz, 9 for tonight.
And they get to face Ivan Nova, who has a record of 7 and 8. An ERA of 4.20. 37 innings pitched for Ivan.
Now right away you're challenged with Carpenter in that leadoff spot. We saw in that last series homered in each of the 3 games. Show spun, of course, to start.
Yeah, I really have a hard time agreeing with him batting leadoff. When you're hitting for power, you know, that's if you're batting leadoff 160 games, that's 160 at bats guaranteed you're not going to hit with runners on base. And when you have power like he has,
especially in a National League lineup, right? I mean, American League, you almost make a case for it. Well, this time last year, 17 home runs.
I mean, he's always been a professional hitter. He's always, you know, gives you a good at bat. He's patient. He does tend to strike out some, but yeah, you like to face him with nobody on base.
It's hard to think of a home run leader that bats leadoff. You know, I was thinking the year that Brady Anderson hit 50 in '96. I'm not sure if he led the league then, but you know, I mean, there haven't been too many big home run hitters. Sometimes you see a guy with some power, but
Blackman last year.
Yeah, that's right. He had upper 30s. Now Bell will kick it away with the glove.
That's where you got to know that you have a second baseman positioned right next to you. That a ball hit that softly in that area, just go retreat, cover first base. It's an easier play. Look, see where Adam Frazier is. You got to know where he is. That's right at Adam Frazier, and it's a routine play for Adam Frazier. It's a difficult play for Josh Bell, and that's why, you know, first batter out of the game or the last batter of the game, you have to know where your teammates are positioned.
And because he's back and really right to his right, anything to your right there, you can kind of give up to him. I would think. So it goes as a base hit. Molina skies it foul. Now Molina has had a good offensive season despite missing time earlier. Continues to be a fountain of youth. I mean, you think about it, 36 years old now. Catches every day in this St. Louis heat.
You should be used to it.
Well, of course.
I'm just kidding. That's not easy. This is the hottest place.
Yeah.
This is one of the hotter places in baseball.
Now you think about, he just now he got a day off the other day, but he had caught 27 games in a row. Started 27 games in a row. That's a whole month. I mean, you know. In the dirt, Carpenter will move up.
Good base running. That's anticipation. That's anticipating the ball in the dirt. I mean, as soon as that ball hit the dirt, Matt Carpenter was off.
And what do? You see a breaking pitch that's going to probably bounce in front of the plate. You can kind of see the bend on it. Is that what you're doing?
You see the ball in the dirt and you take off. And some guys are really good at it. Jack Wilson, retired shortstop of all those years, was really good at reading balls in the dirt. And Yadier Molina has been really good as a teammate. And don't think Jose Martinez doesn't appreciate that right there. Molina giving himself up to put Carpenter at third with one out.
There's the Pirates defense tonight. There's Evgeny Echeverria at short with Adam Frazier's double play partner. Moran and Bell on the corners with Dickerson, Marte, and Polanco in the outfield. And Francisco Cervelli does the catching. Well, the infield comes in most of the way. Outfield shifted around too. A gorge in left center for Martinez. And he just decides to hit it over everybody. 2-0 St. Louis. th home run.
Every now and again, let's just say, for instance, if Nova doesn't give up another run, you'll hear pitchers say all the time, I made one mistake. Well, this wasn't a mistake. This was really good hitting. This pitch is way off the plate inside, and Martinez not only gets the barrel to it, but hits it to left center. Look at the location. It's over the white line. That's a ball. I mean, you throw a ball in there, you expect them to hook it foul or take it. You don't expect them to hit a home run. That's just a really nice swing on a good pitch.
And for Martinez, now 30 years old, he never got a chance at the major leagues till he was 28. O'Neill on the ground to third. And the rookie put out. We'll take a look at StatCast AI, powered by AWS. And not only did he hit it, like you said, Rock, which is surprising on that location, but he hit it 105 miles an hour.
Yeah, it's pulling your hands. When you talk about pulling your hands inside the ball, that's, you don't, if you're up there looking to pull, you don't hit that ball like that. If you're up there looking to pull and swing at that and you get barrel to it, you're clearing out a section on the third base side of fans or dugout. If you're looking to pull that pitch, yeah, you're hooking it maybe behind you. You're not keeping it fair. When you have a hitter that's looking to hit the ball in the middle of the field or maybe the opposite gap, and you see that pitch and you're able to react inside the ball, that's how you hit it into the bullpen. That's, yeah, see, that's the difference right there. When you talk about approach, okay, your approach at the plate and what you're trying to do at the plate. If you're looking to pull, you do what De Jong just did. You hook it foul on a fastball that's on the plate. If you're looking to hit the ball up the middle or the other way, your hands stay inside and you hit that ball hard, keep it fair, like Martinez.
And De Jong has not had it going well for me. 3 for 20 on the last road trip. Well, that leadoff man reaching ahead of the home run makes it a 2-0 margin here in the first.
Yeah, that unfortunately, yeah, that should have been a solo homer. Carpenter shouldn't have been on first.
Ball kicked off the glove. Softly hit. An easy play for Dickerson to end the inning. The Cardinals pick up 2 in the first. Through 1 in St. Louis. 2-0 Cardinals.
Of Bordas and Bordas. Bordas and Bordas, fighting for justice. Let's go Bucks!
Jose Martinez with a 2-run home run. That's what starts the scoring tonight. Pirates will have to get some runs for Nova. You know, it's funny, we get fed all these different stats, so I didn't think I was going to use this one tonight, but he's gotten Nova has gotten a lot of good run support this year on the road, so some encouragement for tonight as we get started. 7 runs per game.
Hopefully have to try to figure out Flaherty.
Now, Pirates have seen him 4 other times this year and have had some success at times. Cervelli is the first out.
Figure in August, 4 starts, 3 runs allowed. 2 of the 3 are solo homers.
Yeah, he's been hot. I guess a pitcher can get hot, right?
He's allowed 10 hits in 25 innings. Well, now 26 1/3. He's allowed 10 hits this month of August.
Well, we talk about all the time how pitching can carry a team. And you need some offense. The Pirates on that homestand hardly had any, but as it picked up in Milwaukee, gives you some hope that, you know, this pitching staff can continue to do what they've been doing, and that the bats will come around. And when the two are together, as we saw, Pirates can be quite dangerous. A couple of pop outs here in the Pirates second. Make your plans to come out on Labor Day. It's Monday and the unofficial last day of summer. You can join us at PNC Park cheering on the Buccos. A special 1:35 game time on Labor Day against the Reds. Make sure you get your tickets at pirates.com. That'll begin the homestand. Just 2 homestands remain for 2018. Want to make sure you come on out. Always like day baseball, especially holiday baseball like that. Josh Bell didn't start 2 of the 3 games in Milwaukee. Clint Hurdle talking to reporters about how they're trying to stress with Bell to not change different things at his with his swing or his approach so often. But try to, when he does try to do something, stick with it for a little while. Jeff Branson, hitting coach. Very heady and cerebral player, but sometimes they can get in your way, I think, a little bit. I would think.
When you get in the batter's box, you should be thinking about seeing the ball. You shouldn't be thinking about mechanics. If you're thinking about mechanics or thinking about your swing when you're in the batter's box, it's going to be a struggle. I mean, these guys work every day. Before batting practice, after batting practice, they take a bunch of swings, some more than others. But once you're in the batter's box, you shouldn't be thinking about mechanics.
And Flaherty with 3 pop-ups in the inning. He's still proving to be unhittable in the month of August. So 2-0 St. Louis. Last of the second coming up here from Busch Stadium. And you can take in the game in the Pirates upper bleacher seats located under the scoreboard. Every ticket includes $10 in loaded value. That's good for concessions or merchandise on the day of the game. And you can check them out when the Pirates open a 6-game homestand on Labor Day, September 3rd. Get your tickets, as always, at pirates.com. Chad Jerko started off for St. Louis. Coming off a hot road trip. 9 for 18 on the last swing for the Cardinals. Nova gave up a 2-run home run to Martinez in the first. He's been doing a better job of limiting that home run ball in recent starts. Really has been pretty good since coming back off the DL.
Yeah. I think he's been he's always had that good sinker and the good curveball, and he always relied on the sinker to get ground balls. There he relies on his defense. Good jump from Starling Marte. But we're seeing more four-seam fastballs from Nova. That's a kind of a, I don't know if it's a Pirate philosophy, but we're seeing more four-seam. We're pitching more up in the zone by a number of our starters.
I'll try to negate some of that launch angle trend, right? If there are some guys with uppercutting type swings now, I guess that's the theory. But also, I would think just pitching 101. I mean, if you're always pitching down.
You hear about changing eye levels, and certain hitters are better low ball hitters than high ball hitters. I mean, I think if you have a good high ball hitter, you don't want to throw up in the zone. If you have a good low ball hitter, then you want to throw up in the zone. Then mix it up. Sometimes you throw it up just to speed it up, throw it up and out of the zone. Sometimes it looks harder. Set up a breaking ball.
Two and one on Harrison Bader. Moran, a nice play, ranging to snare that one. Looked like he got, I'm curious your thought, it looked like he got his feet in the right position there. Trying to move over and get him around that ball. What do you think?
No, he's just looking, he knows Bader can run, so he's just trying to get rid of it. He knows that he doesn't have time to plant and throw. He's, that's a play that the infielders work on almost on a daily basis during batting practice, throwing on the run. And he just knew that, he's catching that ball just about in foul territory, and he knew he had to get rid of it. So, as you're approaching that ball, it's going through your mind, who's hitting and how quick you have to be. And a lot of times you hear players talk about the speed of the game. Well, that's part of it, knowing who's up there and how much time you have.
Nice quick exchange.
That's what you see so often with infielders, especially infielders.
Marte closes the gap.
Very nice. We'll talk about infielders later.
Yeah, the outfielders just stole the show at the end. Good defense behind Nova in the second.
First inning, I'm Robbie, it's McCallowski. Well, it's Twitter Tuesday here on AT Sportsnet. Keone Kelly, the Pirates reliever, was our guest, and he was asked by Derek McConnell, when did you start pitching, and what other positions did you play growing up?
I never really pitched until I got to like pro ball, but before that it was just center field, shortstop, catcher, everywhere else. I just was always that kid that threw hard, so they would throw me on the bump, you know, late in the innings, kind of like shut the door. But pitching was something I took seriously until I got drafted as a pitcher.
So I asked him, how was it you were able to make that transition? He said, look, I had mechanics when I was throwing the ball from the outfield. I simply transitioned that onto the mound. And this is very similar to Felipe Vasquez. Those who might not know his story, he was throwing just 75 miles an hour when he was 15, 16 years old. And here he is less than a decade later, adding over 30 miles an hour per hour to his pitches. Pretty impressive stuff when you look at the histories of some of these guys and how they became pitchers, Joe and Rock.
Yeah, thanks, Robbie. And, you know, with Kel, I was talking with him the other day. He played football growing up as well. And you hear from a lot of guys, we're seeing more and more specialized, you know, kids coming up just playing baseball, just pitching if they want, you know, that kind of thing. But you hear for so many successful major league players, they played multiple sports. They played multiple positions, for instance. Some pitched and hit.
Yeah, I think it's obviously better to play different sports and stay active year-round. I couldn't even imagine like worrying about or focusing on baseball during the winter. Just I don't
take a break. Did you ever play some other sports like high school or?
Played everything.
Yeah.
I mean, not in high school, but I played everything somewhere.
Yeah.
You know,
recreationally, at the very least.
Yeah. Played some basketball and football, and you know, like most kids went out and played. You know, so you know, I played some organized basketball. I played 1-2 years, I guess, of organized football. But we picked up and competed on a daily basis year-round, me and my friends. Yeah, anything we could do. Deck hockey, ping pong, whatever. Find a gym, you were in the gym playing. When it was nice out, you were out playing.
That makes a lot of sense. Echeverria to O'Neill. Eight up, 8 down against Flaherty. Let's take a look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update for Pirates shortstop Jordy Mercer, trying to come back from a calf concern and doing some workouts today on the field and doing some simulations out there. And Clint Hurdle said, you know, we'll see how he responds tomorrow, but might even be active for tomorrow's game if he comes out of that workout well today. Of course, the rosters will be expanding soon on September 1st. Mercer's been out about 2 weeks now with that calf strain. Nova 1 for 46, gets to swing the bat. 2 outs. Or he'll look. And then Flaherty. 9 up, 9 down.
AT Sportsnet is brought to you by Barrel Automotive. Check out barreltires.com and never overpay for tires again. And by Allegheny Health Network, official medical provider of the Pittsburgh Pirates and fans like you. Let's go Bucks!
Back with you from Busch Stadium on a Tuesday night in St. Louis. 2-0 the Cardinals. With their black and gold on here. A kiss of the bat for Jack Flaherty. I feel like pitchers at the plate would be more superstitious, right? Hits are harder to come by. Please let me get a hit. Flaherty doing all right, I guess, for a pitcher. 139, slightly above average.
No. He's hitting about as well as his opponents are. His opponents hit like 190. He's hitting 136. That's, considering, not bad.
Uh-oh. That just went up. It's closer to being even now.
A little bit off the end of the bat, but well located to the one swinging the bat. Anywhere near a fielder, then somebody can make a play, not hit all that hard.
Well, see if you know, the thought is you go, okay, well, let's see if Carpenter hits into a double play here, right? That's a way to erase it. Well, he hasn't done that all year.
That's amazing.
Is there a more surprising stat around? I mean, the fact that he's leading the league in home runs, you could still buy it.
Well, again, he's batting leadoff, so how many opportunities does he have to hit into a double play? I mean, obviously it's with runners on base, but how often compared to the rest of the league? You still think he'd hit into one or two. Yeah, it's amazing that he's not hitting any, but he also probably goes to the plate fewer than most with the runner on first, as most leadoff hitters do.
Or maybe times with 2 outs as well. I think they're trying to campaign for him. Oh, I see what they're trying to do there.
Is there another player more valuable to their team in the National League?
That's a great thought. I hadn't thought about postseason awards yet, but in the National League, I mean, you could certainly make the argument. And remember, mid-May, he's hitting about $1.50. And look at the slump he's in August. Only 8 home runs, hitting .253. Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty good argument you can make.
What I think is interesting is, of late, it seems it's been the best player in each league, not so much the most valuable. It used to be that was the argument. You know, you have to be a playoff team to get most valuable player. It wasn't. You know, lately we've seen, you know, guys with teams with bad records win MVPs. It used to be the MVP went to a guy on a good team.
And Marte able to track that one down. Carpenter retired for the first out. You think about last year, Joey Votto was the MVP runner-up. Just narrowly edged out, you know, on a last-place team, for instance.
Who won it? Was it Stanton?
Yeah, Stanton last year.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So your top 2 were teams that weren't very good.
Yeah.
Mike Trout. How many has he won?
Yeah, good point.
It used to never go like that.
Unless you're just so outstanding. Now, if you're looking for the double play ball, on the other hand, Molina, more of a candidate for that, 11 times. Try to keep that pitch count tidy.
Yeah, the other award, big award, major award for the pitchers, the Cy Young. Guys, it used to be all about the wins, and now that's kind of changed, and I like that. I like the fact that if you're on a bad team and you can't win games, but you still have the most strikeouts and the lowest ERA, you should be in consideration near the top of the list.
Down the line. Just off the glove. That was not an easy play, but Polanco almost made it.
Had a long way to go, and man, it was a good job of finding the wall without looking. I mean, it's just off the end of the bag, all right, off the end of the glove. He gets to the wall. Just, I don't know how he knew the wall was there. I mean, I saw him with his left arm up, like feeling for it, but he was going for that ball as he hit the wall.
He's an inch away, and that wall rises out there. It was almost to where that railing was.
Good effort.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of guys will give up on that ball out there. Count remains 2-2 on Molina.
May have got a piece of Cervelli, maybe his hand.
Oh, no. Not a fun place.
No.
Molina can certainly attest to that. Echeverria gets one, and they get the double play.
Very nice. If it's not Molina, that's definitely not a double play ball.
And so Nova faces the minimum in the third. Pirates baseball. Roberto Clemente's impact still being felt in his native Puerto Rico. Major League Baseball's biggest stars like Yadier Molina and Francisco Lindor share their thoughts on Roberto Clemente's standing in the history of Puerto Rico. That story and more, plus our top plays, debut this Saturday right after Pirates post game. And that will be coming up on Wednesday at PNC Park, Clemente Day. certainly revered all throughout baseball, all throughout Pittsburgh, but in his native Puerto Rico. We'll find out more about that on Inside Pirates Baseball. Looking forward to it. See the top of the order coming up as Flaherty is sent down the side. 9 up, 9 down to start.
We'll see if the second time through is any better. Flaherty taking a little more time. He was on the bases that entire inning after his leadoff single. But you know, we've talked a lot about hitting, and if you don't have a team that hits for a lot of power, a lot of home runs, you have to bunch hits together. So I'm looking at Flaherty and breaking down his 21 starts, especially his last 14 starts. He's allowed 6 hits once. He's allowed 5 hits twice. He's allowed 4 hits twice. He's allowed 3 hits 4 times. He's allowed 2 hits 3 times. He's allowed 1 hit twice. It's hard to bunch hits up against Flaherty. I mean, it's in his entire season covering 21 starts, he's allowed more than 6 hits exactly twice. He's allowed 7 once and 8 once.
That's Maddox-like.
Not that Maddox.
That's Mike. That's Mike, the pitching coach, brother of Greg Maddox. Mike Maddox has been behind some good pitchers, but Flaherty, I mean, he's just coming up from the Cardinals system. You think about all the injuries that they've had to their starting pitching staff. I mean, Carlos Martinez has come back. He's going to pitch out of the bullpen for the rest of the season. You know, Wainwright's starting a rehab, but you know, he's been ineffective and injury prone, and you know, maybe they'll see him back on the mound. Walker's been out half the year, but you know, guys like Flaherty have not only kept him afloat, but I mean, he's one of the better pitchers in the National League as a rookie. Gotta let that roll, and Marte bidding for a base hit.
And you might have to do things like that to try to get on. You know, it's something else. I mean, you look at this guy's 21 starts. It is, I don't know if I ever remember seeing anything like this. 14 of his 21 starts, 4 hits or less.
He's tough to hit. Austin Gomber, they're wearing number 68, tucked back there. There he is. He's one of these young starting pitchers that they've called up to use out of the bullpen. A lot of that coinciding with the firing of Matheny and hiring of Mike Schilt that kind of changed the way that they're doing things, and they brought up some of their AAA starters who have been big helps. Flaherty came up back in April and has stuck.
Minor league pitcher of the year. Yadier Molina touched up.
He's really uncomfortable right now. And well, he and Cervelli, I think, had the same deal here this inning. Of course, Molina missed a lot of time with a more severe instance of that. High and out to left center. Bader to the track. And the ballpark holds it.
Thought that had a chance. I thought that was going to end up in the seats. He hit this pretty good, a little bit underneath it.
On a warm night.
Yeah, usually with the warmth and humidity, you see the ball. Watch Flaherty. He thought he gave up a solo shot.
Slid right into his bat path. Just missed his 18th home run. And he sent down the first 11 in order. This is not new to Flaherty's last time around. No hit the Dodgers over the first 5 1/3 and gave up a solo home run.
I mean, he's allowed 41 runs this year, 38 earned, but he's allowed more than, like, his hits allowed 80, runs 41. That seems crazy to me, that half, the hits are runs.
Well, you were saying the home run ball occasionally, right? Like maybe like what we just saw with Marte. Polanco's the best guy Pirates have in that department. Good pitch to start up and in. Polanco's had a 7-game hitting streak. 7 extra base hits. He struck out 1 time in those 7 games. Ball and 2 strikes on him. Flaherty having a good pitch count so far, 46.
Yeah, that's, I guess, the one thing he hasn't been as efficient. Averages over 17 pitches per inning. But efficient tonight.
12 up and 12 down. And it remains 2-0 Cardinals.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
Here in St. Louis, 2-0 Cardinals on the UPMC scoreboard. And the Cardinals, the way that they played, they're going to try for another chance at one, it looks like. What a tightly packed playoff picture it is in the National League, whereas in the American League it's still not close enough to say it's been decided. But Mike Schilt, under his reign, 26-12, that earned him a contract extension today. He's now the full-time manager. Jose Martinez hit a 2-run home run. His first time. That's the scoring. And that'll get through. Get off single for Martinez. Checking out the lowdown, and the Phillies acquiring Jose Bautista from the Mets. So a divisional trade here late in the year. Sean Manaea shut down indefinitely. That hurts the A's chances. He's been one of their best starting pitchers.
He had no hitter. Perfect game. Just no hitter.
No hitter.
Despite losing a lot of velocity. From what I read, I mean, he was in the mid-upper 80s with his fastball, where he used to throw, low mid-90s. Still was having a good year.
Yeah, how about the A's? And they've put together most of their rotation, going and getting Edwin Jackson, Mike Fiers, Brett Anderson. Trying to find some of these guys that have had some past success, and they're all having success for the A's, who lost last night to Houston as they try to battle for the division.
Really impressive what they've done in Oakland, and they have a great offense too. In Tampa Bay,
that's wild.
9 over 500.
They've won 8 in a row. They're trailing Atlanta tonight. O'Neill sends one deep into the night. That is a long home run. He's hit 33 home runs between AAA and the Cardinals. Well, they just keep on minting good players, don't they?
Really amazing.
Out of Maple Ridge, British Columbia, the rookie with his 7th as a Cardinal.
And thought Martinez, his home run went a long way. This thing ends up clearing the bullpen in left center.
Didn't play baseball that much as a kid. He played hockey. His dad was Mr. Canada for the nation's best bodybuilder. Comes from good genes. But there's always been a big time power hitter in the minor leagues, and is starting to get that to work in the major leagues. For 4-0 St. Louis on a pair of 2-run homers. DeYoung not interested. He's had a tough go of it, but still should try to run that out, eh?
Unless you allow it. If you allow guys not to run it out, then they won't run it out. If you make them run it out, they'll run it out.
Who's the manager here?
Yeah.
DeYoung after a 3 for 20 road trip, 0 for 2 tonight. Now he's the permanent boss.
Seeing it more and more in this day and age in baseball. It's just accepted in a lot of places.
Well, that helps out Nova and the Bucks. Make sure he's out.
It is 90 feet. And it's warm. So even if you jog it, takes a lot out of you. You do kind of come to the plate 4 times.
So what you're saying is you don't approve of that?
No.
Yeah, I'm with you.
He's getting close to coming back, right? Adam Wainwright?
Yeah, he went out of rehab. I think he pitched yesterday. Well, who knows? I mean, they got 4 guys in their rotation right now. Maybe they'll clear a spot for him. He hasn't been the same pitcher in a few years, though. No. But still very much revered. And Jerko on the base on balls. Bader hit a hard smash up third that Moran handled his first time. Well, they've been going young with the Cardinals. Bader out of the University of Florida. And pretty much a bench player until near the trade deadline when they dealt away Tommy Pham, opening up center field for him. He's been one of the best defensive center fielders, and he's been hitting for power this month now that he's playing every day. And the injury to Marcell Ozuna as well as Dexter Fowler, I mean, that opens up some playing time.
Yeah,
for the rookies, O'Neill and Bader.
It's a shame to say this, but they were better when they lost Dexter Fowler to injury. I mean,
he was hitting one.
Talk about a bad contract so far.
Hitting 180. And Ozuna has not been right with that shoulder for some time, and making it very easy to run on him. He also has not had the same year as he did with Miami last year. He had a spectacular season. Decent season this year offensively, but not to the same level. Well, your depth gets tested, right?
That's trouble.
Yeah, Bader runs very well. He was at first when Moran picked up that ball. Sometimes the better be lucky than good, right? It's a little swinging button.
And you have a good speed too, you know, putting the ball in play. Improve your chances.
So a walk and an infield hit.
And so that's the one thing. I mean, you would think that the Cardinals would stress with Bader is putting the ball in play. He swings and misses a ton. I mean, there's a lot of strikeouts for a guy with that kind of speed. It's obviously to make more contact, the more valuable you're going to be with that kind of speed. I've said that for years with Billy Hamilton. You know, Billy Hamilton, if he learned to get on top of the ball the other way when he's batting left-handed, well, with that speed, how many more hits he'd get? You know, and he hits swings and misses. It's a lot of fly balls.
Yeah, take advantage of your skills. Makes sense. Well, Nova's one of his best skills is getting a ground ball. Get the number 8 hitter up. And he gets it. I'll get one out. Nicely done. One pitch later, he's got the second out, and now he has to get through the pitcher. Flaherty had a base hit his last time. Still rather him up than anybody else in this 9. After that base hit his last time, his average up to 162. keep it at 4 after the 2-run homer by O'Neill. Up to 67 pitches, and Stephen Brault starting to get up in the Pirates bullpen. He's behind 2-1.
Looks like he has an idea how to hit.
Was in high school, which wasn't that long ago for him, was a shortstop and third baseman. Occasionally pitched Harvard Westlake in Los Angeles. Nova's having a hard time throwing him a strike. And now the balls to strike ratio starting to creep up there. Started the inning a lot better than that. On this 90-degree night, this will be his 26th pitch of the inning.
Wow, of all people. You got Matt Carpenter, MVP candidate, in the on-deck circle. You're facing the pitcher. It's Ivan Nova, who doesn't walk people. And yeah, nowhere close with 4 of those 5 pitches.
That's going to be it. With the lefty Carpenter coming up and the lefty Brault warming, they want that matchup. Well, we're running out of gas here in the 4th inning on this sweltering night in St. Louis. Stephen Brault coming on for the Pirates.
By the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
Ivan Nova out after 3 2/3 tonight. After walking the pitcher, Flaherty to load the bases. Matt Carpenter's coming up.
Ready to go. Didn't seem like he was getting loose for long, but he's in there for the 34th time. 4.54 the ERA. Did great work last time out. 4 scoreless, hitless innings in Milwaukee.
Good start. Yeah, pitched great in those extra innings. Now Brault has done well against lefties. Transitioning to the bullpen this year. He has limited lefty power, but he doesn't often face the league leader in home runs with the bases loaded. He's ahead 1 strike. Brault has done well too when he's come on mid-inning. Has stranded all 11 inherited runners this season. .523 with the bases loaded in his career. He's a regular Pat Tabler. That's unbelievable, actually.
And again, another reason why I don't bat him leadoff. There's not very many times he's going to get hit with the bases loaded, hitting after the pitcher.
Jerko, Garcia, and the pitcher Flaherty. 2 walks and an infield hit. Brault trying to get out of it. And he gets a ground ball, and Brault will strand the bases loaded. Stephen Brault keeps it at 4, sending down Carpenter and the Cards here in the 4th.
Two-run home runs here on Twitter Tuesday on AT Sportsnet. Reliever Keone Keller was our guest, and he was asked by Harry, do you think you could strike out Big Al, or would he hit a dinger?
He'd probably hit a dinger off me, man. Big Al's got it, man. He's definitely got the tenacity. He's got conviction when he plays, and he has fun.
So for those of you who may not know who Big Al is, that is the viral sensation Big Al from the Little League World Series. He said, my name is Big Al, and I hit dingers. And when the Phillies and Mets went to the World Series Classic, many Phillies players, Rhys Hoskins, a couple Mets players, went out to meet Big Al and get their own pictures taken with him. And we can only hope, Joe and Rock, that next year when the Buccos take on the Cubs in the Little League World Series, Big Al might still be there, or something very similar to him. What a good time that was watching him.
Now, it's always fun to, we'll see the Little League World Series and the Little League Classic that Pirates got to participate in last year. They'll get to do it again next year.
It amazes me to watch the Little League World Series and to see the pitchers and how well they command the not just the velocity, but how well they command the ball, and the catchers. And I mean, it's remarkable. Kids at that age can be that good. It really amazes me every time I watch it.
Now here are the adults. Cervelli, Dickerson, and Bell. Pirates still looking for their first base runner. Flaherty at an efficient 47 pitches. All the numbers that you look up with him, just look at that, pitches per inning. 18 pitch first inning. Okay, it looks like you're maybe starting to get somewhere with them, but 9, 9, 11. I mean, just zipping right through.
Well, I guess if there was anything that you'd look at to see, you know, where he can improve, his walks are a little bit high. Between walks and hit by pitches, 50 in 115 innings. So, you know, that's the only, I guess, the only time he gets into trouble. Because again, you can't bunch hit. You don't bunch hits against this guy.
And a lot of times you're not even putting the ball in play. That's been a tough thing for him. I was looking at a number here. 5th lowest in zone pitches. So when he throws it in the strike zone, you're still less likely to get a hit than just about everybody else. And this is all time rookies strikeouts per 9 innings. Kerry Wood, Dwight Gooden, and then Mark Pryor and Flaherty right there on that list. Now strikeouts have gone up as baseball has gotten older too. So that's why you see a lot of the modern names on there. But still, I mean, you think about, I'll use the word phenomenal season that he's had.
Oh yeah, I mean, and again, those other guys, Gooden had velocity and a great hook. Kerry Wood obviously was one of the better power pitchers that came onto the scene. Bob Gibson, a power guy, intimidating foe. Mark Pryor.
He was really good before injuries set in. There's the Pirates' first base hit tonight. Cervelli aboard with a line single to left.
Yeah, if Flaherty doesn't do it with anything overpowering. He hangs a slider there to give up his first hit. Just over his shortstop. And he does it with a deceptive fastball. Good command of it. You know, that fastball, he gets a lot of swings and misses for an average velocity pitch. But all his other pitches, slider, they hit 170. Curveball 207. Changeup 214.
There's one. And they immediately erase the leadoff hit.
Yeah, so you hope once he finally gives up a base runner, well, maybe you get to him because he hasn't pitched out of the stretch all night. And then he does that.
One pitch. And it's still a tough go for Dickerson right now. There wasn't, you know, maybe with the exception of Carpenter, when Dickerson, prior to his injury, there wasn't anybody hotter at the plate in the National League, but he's hitless in his last 16. He's had a really rough time trying to find it. Now Bell trying for some 2-out offense. That's pretty impressive, you know, 1st-round pick, sandwich pick out of high school, and 4 years later he's in the major leagues. He's gotten ahead tonight. First pitch strikes. That's blasted to right. Bell will head on to second. He's got a 2-out 2-base hit.
Pretty good swing there. Josh Bell gets a fastball middle, clears the hips, gets the barrel out.
First extra base hit in his last 12 games. Maybe that'll get Bell going. Remember, before he went on the DL, he was really swinging the bat well for a good 6 weeks or so. Colin Moran. He's been a sneaky run producer the last couple of months. A lot of these RBI singles to pick up a run here or there. And right through the middle. Here comes a play at the plate. And Moran is out. The run counts. Give him that RBI single. Without trying to go to second to end the fifth. Comes around for a run. 4-1 Cardinals on the UPMC scoreboard. Colin Moran driving him in.
He continues to hit well with runners in scoring position, right back through the box. The ball's hit hard. It gets to Bader. Bader comes in charging. Strong throw, but offline. Colin Moran trying to get himself into scoring position, and Molina heads up as ever. Quickly fires it down the second to get Moran.
So the Pirates do string together some hits in that inning. They get 3 out of the 4 batters got hits.
Costly double play and an out on the bases.
And Moran, you mentioned his, his hitting since June, 353 with runners in scoring position prior to that hit. So even better now. Kind of sneaky run producing from the bottom of the lineup in his rookie season. Just past his reach. Molina is going to try for 2. He's running very slowly, and he's going to walk in. I don't know if he was just conserving himself or he's just a 36-year-old catcher. I mean, he didn't run very fast at all, but it got into the corner, and Dickerson had to go a long way.
Colin Moran just out of his reach. All hit real hard. Molina is shaken up a bit, limping. Home to second.
I don't know if that's he had a foul ball off his toe earlier, back when he was behind the plate. I wonder if that had anything to do with it. And still be feeling the effects of that. Picks up his 18th double. Jose Martinez has hit a 2-run homer. And a leadoff single. Remember, he was taken out of the lineup early on, pretty much coinciding with the advent of Mike Schilt as the manager because of his defense at first base. They moved Carpenter over there across the diamond full time, but because of injury and again his continued hitting, he's found his way back in the lineup. Marte caught that right in the heel.
Well, that's another good running play and another good swing from Martinez, staying inside and up the middle. Hits another one hard and watch it kind of die. Maybe a little knuckle out there. That thing looked like it was knuckling and dying as it approached Starling Marte.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be toward left center, ended up more toward right center. Molina still at second with one out. O'Neill homered his last time. Came over in a trade about a year ago from the Mariners, a minor league deal for Marco Gonzalez, so not homegrown Cardinals product. Jose Oquendo, the back as the longtime third base coach. Missed his spot, so it's called a ball. Hot night.
Good fastball there, good location. Right where Cervelli set up.
Brault wants to look at the signs again.
Yeah, maybe second guessing what what he wanted to throw there. I can go down the middle.
Oh, number one. First strikeout for Brault. Now, you mentioned his last outing back on Friday in Milwaukee. 4 scoreless, hitless innings of relief in extra innings. First Pirate to have 4 or more without a hit, without a run in extra innings since Julian Tavares. Wow. Back in 2003. I mean, that's high pressure. You know that you allow a run, you're done.
Yeah, especially on the road.
Game's over.
It's a walk-off.
Pitched masterfully. Pirates ended up losing that game in 15 innings. Now Brault capped what was 9 scoreless innings of relief in that game. And if he can pitch similarly here tonight, Pirates, after scratching out a run, still in this, down 3 here in the 5th. And DeYoung just not seeing it right now. Strikes out for the 2nd time tonight. And Brault strands the leadoff double. Keeps it at 4-1. with a pair of home runs tonight. A look at this one on our Allegheny Health Network Supermo. Martinez and O'Neill. Home run hitters for the Cardinals, but the Pirates scratched out a run last inning against Jack Flaherty. Strung together 3 hits. Eight, 9, and 1 due up here in the 6th. Adeni Echeverria. What do you think of him so far, Rock, since he's been with the Pirates?
I think he's looked good. Solid with the glove. He swung the bat pretty well. Has some pop. Good fastball hitter.
The Pirates have been giving him a good bit of playing time with the Jordy Mercer being out. Mercer may return tomorrow. Getting a look after being acquired a few weeks back from Tampa Bay. There's Jordy. Did some working out today, and if that calf feels better tomorrow, then Clint Hurdle said he'll be activated. Had his birthday off yesterday. And Flaherty starts the 6th with a strikeout. I'll make your plans to come on out to PNC Park. The Marlins are in town next weekend, September 7th through the 9th. It's a free shirt Friday, a Felipe Vasquez bobblehead giveaway on Saturday, and a kid's Starling Marte jersey on a Sunday Kids Day. So good weekend for you. Come on out, Pirates.com. Get your tickets. Maybe get him a new T-shirt to go with that Steeler hat, right? Now Valpo's not bad, right?
No.
How about local basketball? Brault is the second out. Just 66 pitches for Flaherty. Now there's some concerts, a couple of them, here at Busch Stadium. Grounds crews everywhere do such a fantastic job at these major league stadiums. I mean, we put the kiddie pool out in the yard, and the grass looks bad for the rest of the summer.
Oh yeah. You got to imagine they use a lot of water on this field.
Marte drove one to the warning track his last time.
Flaherty gets a lot of swings at pitches, fastballs that are out of the zone, especially in off the plate. There's been a lot of swings at pitches off the plate in. You don't see that much. And whether it's the late movement or guys just cheating, but yeah, and he's been, not just tonight, he's throughout the year, he's gotten a lot of swings at pitches that are out of the strike zone with that fastball.
Out underneath it. Out to Bader. And a 1-2-3 inning for Jack Flaherty. Score remains 4-1. 4-1 St. Louis. Remember that day. That's when the Pirates came back from 4 runs down to win. Ivan Nova went the first 3 2/3, left with the bases loaded. Brault stranded them all. Pitch to scoreless 5th. Off to a good start here in the 6th. Take a look at our Point Park social media, and some fans are making it out here. Hi, Diane. Thanks for coming on out. Checking out the Buccos here in St. Louis. National Weather Association conference is here. That's a great reason to come out and watch the Buccos. Rock, I think you're an honorary member of that, aren't you?
No, not taken seriously.
Junior honorary?
No.
No? They let you take the humidity or something? No.
Got nothing.
You always help us, I know that.
Try. It's been pretty quiet lately.
That's good. Yeah. No rain yesterday.
Gonna get some rain tomorrow.
Oh, there's Diane and her friend right there. Good seats right next to the Pirate dugout. Didn't you always want those seats?
Yeah.
Those are the best seats. You can go, hey, Clint, why you got so-and-so in there today? Clint always talks about how when he goes to the grocery store that he gets suggestions. And you can get them from folks in the seats too.
It's almost like they have to look around the dugout.
Yeah, I used to be able to have seats right there. Yeah. All right. And Bader is aboard. Hit by pitch. HB, Harrison Bader, hit batter. Right. Yeah, clip the jersey.
He's got him. I thought he was struck out. The last pitch he swung at, I thought it was 1 and 2. There's 3 pitches in the strike zone. And obviously, one of them wasn't called a strike. You're looking and talking about Diane. Missed a chance to argue a call.
That never leaves you, does it? Well, now I got to get around Garcia. A ground ball his last time. Now 2-1 on Garcia. Brault had 30 pitches here in his 3rd inning of relief. Behind 3-1.
Yeah, needs to get that fastball in there.
Now the walks have been the one thing that have consistently challenged Brault this season. So the balls and strikes. Dickerson for the second out. MLB.TV. It's now available at a lower price for $49.99. You can watch every out-of-market regular season game, plus get a free subscription to MLB At Bat Premium. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.TV and take advantage of this special offer. Well, let's see if they can get the pitcher out, huh?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Flaherty has singled and walked. And that walk was the reason Brault came in the game. Nova walked him.
Brault didn't get a call there on that first pitch to the opposing pitcher.
Flaherty. 2 two-run home runs tonight by the Cardinals. Martinez in the first, O'Neill in the fourth off Nova. All trying to keep it right where it's at.
He has a good swing. Tell he's been a position player, even though it hasn't been since high school, but looks like a hitter.
And for him, that was 4 years ago, being in high school, so maybe not as long as some others. And Carpenter on deck, just like last time. And the alternative is much worse. And he struck him out. Brault strands a man. And Diane and her friend love it.
On AT Sportsnet is brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
4-1 St. Louis behind the pitching to Jack Flaherty tonight. All the Pirates hits coming in the 5th inning this evening. This is the first of 3 here in St. Louis. A look at our Nissan road ahead. Tomorrow's action comes your way at 7:30. Miles Michaelis will oppose the red-hot Trevor Williams. He has been just awesome since the All-Star break. And then the finale comes an hour earlier, 6:30 for you on Thursday. Joe Musgrove opposes John Gant. All the action right here on AT Sportsnet. There's Trevor Williams. Some San Diegans in that picture. Mentioned Musgrove as well. It's kind of funny how they all stick together, I guess. All natives of the area. Kevin Newman included.
Starters, you almost always see them together. I'm sure their talking game is they're watching it.
And especially watching this team, they're going to have to face him. Adam Frazier hitless in his first 2 trips.
3 up, 3 down. 5 of the first 6 innings. In the 5th, the Pirates were able to get 3 hits, but only sent 4 batters to the plate. And getting 3 hits in an inning against Flaherty, not easy. He's worked 121 innings this year. He's allowed 3 hits in an inning, a total of 8 times. And the last time he's allowed 3 hits in an inning was back July 8th.
Wow.
8 times all year he's allowed 3 hits in an inning. 121 innings. He's allowed 4 hits in an inning twice.
That's pretty special.
So there's not many rallies. It's like instant offense.
And that's what, you know, that inning, you look back at it and, you know, 3 out of the 4 get hits, but you make 2 outs on the bases, 1 on a double play, 1, you know, trying to get in a scoring position with 2 outs. Makes sense, but Cardinals made a good play to get Moran. Garcia gets there. Fancy footwork by Mr. Carpenter.
Yeah, you gotta give your first baseman a little time to cover the bag. And Garcia, well, didn't have to throw that on the run. Had plenty of time to stop, plant, and throw. Would have been made a little easier for his first baseman.
Polanco is lined out and struck out. Three-run game here in the 7th. 1 swing of the bat. Get him a little closer. That one got underneath it. Thinking, you know, if he connects on a mistake now, it's a 2-run game.
Yeah, I got the good part of the bat on the ball that time, did Gregory, but just underneath.
.78 pitches here in the 7th. Talking to himself a little bit out there. Not quite Mark Fidrich like, but
doesn't get the answer he wanted from home plate umpire Tim Timmons. Or that's Mike. Who is that? Is that Tim Timmons?
Tim Timmons.
Yeah. So he asked Molina and said, I'm sure Molina gave the same answer as the home plate umpire. You're not going to disagree with the umpire if you're the catcher in front of him.
The way things are going, Flaherty's only once pitched into the 8th inning in his career.
Again, gets a swing and miss to the fastball out of the strike zone.
Look at that pitch count. A dozen or fewer in all but the first inning so far. And Cervelli with his second hit tonight. Got things going back in the 5th, and he'll keep things going here in the 7th. And that will get some activity in the Cardinals' pen for the first time tonight. Corey Dickerson grounded to a double plays last time. Carlos Martinez, the accomplished starting pitcher, but because of the injury this season, limiting him to a bullpen role the rest of this year.
He's throwing 100 miles an hour as a starter. I wonder what he touches when he comes out of the bullpen.
May not have to wonder if Flaherty gives up another hit or two. Dickerson hitless in his last 16. Still 10th in the league in batting average coming into tonight. Since he's come off the disabled list, has not been able to find a swing that has worked.
Yeah, it's like with the Pirate uniform on, he's been 300 hitter till now. 296 currently.
Work the count in his favor to 3-1.
Josh Bell would represent the tying run if Dickerson can find his way on.
Collected that smash, and that ends the inning. And we'll stretch in St. Louis. It's still 4-1. there to end the inning. And just when Dickerson hit the ball hard, you think, oh, right. But he's there.
Yeah, especially when you're holding a runner on over there. You have that big hole on the right side. And, some first basemen will kind of shuffle off once or twice to try to cover more ground, and Carpenter was just sitting right there on the line, pretty nonchalant about it all.
He's played second base, of course, and a lot of third base this year, which I think is a valuable thing. But certainly he's better off over at first base, I would think. Look at some of the tweets you're sending us. #BucksBooth. And do you remember Andre Dawson winning the MVP for the Cubs in '87? We were talking earlier about MVPs on non-winners.
That was a interesting scenario, as Dawson coming over from Montreal, kind of a free agent. Nobody wants him, and so he says, "Pay me whatever you want, and then I'll go win an MVP for a last place team."
And he did.
Yeah, and you have to be miles away or miles ahead of everybody else to win an MVP if you're in the last place club.
I guess that's the big thing now, right? The salsa.
Yeah, Michael McHenry asked me a question about salsa and Carpenter before the game. It went right over my head.
I guess that's how they celebrate.
Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know anything about salsa.
Picante or just
no idea.
Yeah. Softly hit. Marte couldn't read it. Carpenter with a pair of hits tonight. And both times the Pirates probably could have been able to get there.
Yeah, the first base hit was a routine ground ball. This one, I guess you respect the power of Carpenter with his 34 home runs, and so when he hits a ball right at you, your instinct is to take a step back. If you don't want it to get over your head. And so Marte started back a step, and that's all it took. So he couldn't catch up, get that ball before it hit the grass.
Yeah, hard to judge the depth at first, right? On a line drive to center.
On a ball that's hit right at you, it's hard to judge the depth. And whether it be in center, right, or left.
Nope. Played it smartly, but it ends up being a base hit. Molina's already hit into a double play tonight. Leadoff double in the fifth. Brault stranded him. Brault's been doing a bang-up job in relief tonight, just as he did on Friday in Milwaukee. I mean, I like talking about when the bullpen comes in, teams trailing, and it's a fairly close game, and when they pitch well. I mean, we've seen a lot of that this year for the Pirates, and they've been able to come back in some games because of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was a nice luxury that the Pirates had this year with both Brault and Tyler Glasnow, two converted starters that can obviously throw multiple innings, that are both very talented, have had incredible minor league careers. And really the only thing that would hold Brault and Glasnow back as far as pitching in middle relief and having success is command.
Spoiled foul. Now Brault went down to the minor leagues for a short stint, and they had him pitching every other day so that he had that frequency that he was used to as a starter. So that helped him. So far has pitched some regularity since he's been back up a couple of times now. Comes back to get Molina, so 4 strikeouts for Brault. 2 2/3 innings of relief. This would probably be the last inning for him, so they've got Richard Rodriguez up. Strike 1 to Martinez.
And then you wonder if he's kind of kicking himself. I went up there with a pretty good approach my first 3 at bats, and a deep home run to left center, and a base hit up the middle, and a line drive up the middle, some staying inside it, and he goes up there and it's out in front and around, pulled off a pitch, getting the whole 0-1.
See him shaking his head after that. Martinez comes from a major league family. His dad, Carlos Martinez, same name obviously of his teammate, but infielder with Cleveland and with White Sox, since passed away, but I remember that name from the late 80s, early 90s. Played in 887 minor league games before that first call up at age 28 a couple of years ago. They don't always have it figured out that first couple of years.
And on top of that, you know, some guys get labeled. You know, there's been plenty of guys that just have a great success at the minor leagues, but they're labeled a 4A player or labeled as just, you know, a guy that they don't think could produce at the big league level.
You think about Richard Rodriguez, for instance.
Yeah.
Always performed well in the upper minor leagues with Baltimore. Pirates picked him up and gave him that chance. Brault with another strikeout. 5 Ks for Brault. Getting him to reach again.
Yeah. Pitch outside corner.
Leadoff single for Carpenter. He's still at first after a couple of strikeouts. Brault struck out O'Neill his last time up. Had a 2-run home run off Nova back in the 4th. Brault getting a lot of chases this inning. Ooh. Just kept going farther away, and he strikes out the side after the leadoff single. Nice job in relief for Stephen Brault. Brought to you by T-Mobile. And Stephen Brault, excellent job in relief tonight, keeping the Pirates in this game.
Once again, that's back-to-back multi-inning performances from Stephen Brault. He had the good fastball working tonight. Really wasn't messing around. Threw that fastball early and often, picking up 6 punch-outs in his 3 1/3 innings of work.
So Brault really performing well, making sure that if the Pirates can get to the bullpen, they'll be all right. Jairo Munoz has come in the game defensively for Martinez and Wright.
Jordan Hicks, the hard-throwing right-hander, 3.03 ERA, a 197 opponent batting average. I think you could get more than a strikeout per inning from a guy that throws in triple digits.
It's a ton of ground balls. So the 22-year-old gives way to the 21-year-old Hicks. Talking shop. Yeah, he averages over 100 miles an hour. That's just an average pitch from the young Hicks, who last year got up to Palm Beach. That was never is pitched in Double-A or Triple-A. The club is a non-roster invitee. But the walks can factor in, like a lot of young hard throwers, right?
Yeah, you take free passes if he'll give them to you. And not able to make the adjustment. I don't know why you would give him that pitch, Tim Timmons. I know 3-0, and sometimes that zone gets a little bit bigger, but yeah, that fastball was up.
And now the walk. Put on another and bring the tying run up.
You have to think he's trying to make an adjustment to get the ball down in the zone. I mean, 5 pitches, all of them up above the letters, as Kyle Crick begins to loosen.
They pulled Flaherty after 88 pitches. Flaherty's only pitched into the 8th once. Usually pretty conservative with their starters. And now Molina will come and counsel the pitcher, 15 years his junior. Now if he can get the ball down, he's been one of the better guys in the league at getting ground balls, and Moran does not run well. But if he keeps leaving it up, why not?
See if he can make the adjustment. I mean, is it easy enough to just go out there and say, hey, get the ball down?
And on the ground, but into the outfield, a base hit for Moran. Bell moves to third, and Buck's on the pond, nobody out.
Well, you gotta like it. Yeah, I'm a little surprised actually, after basically 6 straight pitches that were out of the strike zone, that Colin Moran, being aggressive on the 1-0 pitch, pounds it into the ground. Gets it over the leaping Carpenter, who looked like he jumped maybe a little bit too early, mistimed the jump perhaps, but still too high for him to reach.
The tying run will come up with nobody out of the 8th. Denny Echeverria. And they'll go around the horn to get 2. Cardinals pitchers have thrown 6-7 pitches tonight with men on base.
It's really amazing. Yeah, I mean, that's what he wants to do when he gets it down, to get the ground ball, and that was a tailor-made double play. Jerko's not even thinking about the runner at third. He knows those outs are more important than that second run scoring.
So no run batted in. Stephen Brault officially done tonight as Josh Harrison will bat. Try to get something going with 2 outs. 103 miles an hour for ball 1. Well, looks like it'll be Crick next. For 2 here in the 8th. Now the wildness creeping back in. Now you're taking one for sure, right?
Yep.
Try to bring that tying run back to the plate. With Marte on deck, he's driven the ball tonight. Another 4-pitch walk. Three out of the 4 have reached in this inning. Now Dakota Hudson starting to loosen, another rookie. And Marte has had some positive history against Jordan Hicks. Game-winning single back in April in extra innings.
Slider, no less. Pretty looking swing. And Marte has as much bat speed as anybody. Good fastball hitter. He can gear up and turn around 100 miles per hour.
And he represents the tying run now after the Pirates have pushed one across against Hicks here in the 8th. Someone out to the warning track back in the 4th. Same pitch. Now remember, Harrison's on at first. He has been battling that hamstring concern, so depending on where the ball is hit, get a base hit here, might slow up Marte behind him. And a little swing and bunt, and that's gonna have Marte aboard here with 2 outs. Just a little defensive swing, and with 2 strikes on him, he's aboard.
And I'm almost thinking you should pinch run. I mean, if Jayhay's not 100%, I was just watching him run from first to second. It didn't look 100%. Not that he's going very far. He's only going 90 feet. He's not going to advance beyond that. But, you know, with the issues and everything else like that, you know, why not throw somebody out there that's 100% that don't have to worry about re-injuring or aggravating
They'll
that
have
hamstring.
Yeah, they'll have a break to do that here as there's a pitching change coming. Cardinals are going to the bullpen as the Pirates have the tying runs aboard. Pirates have the tying runs on. And as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moment later in tonight's game. Probably the guy you want up there right now, Adam Frazier. Since he was called up just over a month ago, been one of the best hitters with men in scoring position. Facing another rookie.
Yeah, hard to hit, 176 opponent average, but well, maybe a little wild. 8 walks and 14 in the third.
Tying runs are on. Frazier has grounded out 3 times. Frazier, since he's been called back up, slugging 1,000 with runners in scoring position. Hitting .474. Now Harrison with that rough hamstring, lead runner. And the speedy Marte trailing him at first. That's the tying run. Foul ball. Ooh. Guarding against that possible double.
And that's why if that ball gets by Carpenter, it's probably a tie game with Marte's speed at first, if that's fair. A lot of ifs. So on the pull side, you're going to typically guard against the double.
Behind of the count, 1-2. And that's the foul out. So Hudson comes on and ends any further rally by the Pirates, keeping it at 4-2. Pirates have the tying runs on. Josh Harrison will stay in the ball game. And Frazier is out and Kyle Crick is in.
Crick, 54th appearance, 2-2, 2.36 the ERA, holds opponents to a 2.09 batting average.
Paul DeJong had a rough go of it. 0 for 3, couple of strikeouts tonight. Oh, not what you wanted to do. Young hit with the pitch.
Yeah, look at that, right in the rib area too. That's got him in there good. Oh, right around the belt. That's a little better in the rib.
Guy been struggling at the plate. Put him on to start the inning. Jed Jerko. Walked in 3 trips tonight. Bud Norris, their closer. How appropriate in St. Louis.
If his last name was Brewer, that would be really good. Brewer, Bud Brewer.
Yeah. Yeah. That you. Who else would they have? Hope he's flat tonight.
A home run. Something went wrong right when he either on the swing or he's limping a little bit. And that is a big home run, making it 6-2.
Almost like anytime he's in the lineup, anytime he plays against the Pirates, he makes a statement. And he's such a good fastball hitter. And Cal Crick threw one down the middle. And yeah, Jerko, be interesting to see what happened to him as this ball
went on the.
Looks like it hit the top of the wall, and hard to tell if it. Yeah, went from the top of the wall to that advertisement sign, but that's my guess. It didn't come straight back after hitting the wall, so.
Yeah, if it hits the top of the wall and has spin on it and comes back into the field of play, it is in play, but yeah, it looks like it short hopped the recessed the wall behind it.
Is that what you see? Looking at the score, I'm thinking that's a double. Yeah, that's a double in mine.
Let's see if it short hops that blue sign. Well, from this angle, it'll be the white sign.
I'm seeing it hit the padding and coming back in.
Let's look at this one. I saw one that looked like it hit that sign. Well, I don't think you can tell. Did you see something that you thought for sure, or you think? I can't tell.
Again, I think it hit the top of the wall and came back in. I didn't see it hit the white sign.
Yeah. Well, they have to find it to be for sure that it didn't hit one of the signs. Let's look at our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Watch the revolutions of the baseball.
That comes back into play.
Yeah, you're right, Ron. Yeah, when you look at it like that and you can see the seams on the ball, they don't change direction, and they may put him back at second base. Let's see. Yes. Good eyes, Rock. That takes a home run off the board. And now, remember, Jerko was hobbling on the home run trot. Will he even return? No, it's going to be John Gant, the Thursday starting pitcher, that'll run for Jerko. A strange turn of events. And takes 2 runs off the board. Gant will run for Jerko after that is changed to a double. Now Crick has to pitch out of second and third, nobody out. That's way better than 2 runs in.
Yeah. Perhaps a break. Houdiniak keeps 2 runs.
Crick has only allowed 1 home run all year, and it'll stay that way. Pirates have the infield in. Jerko running up to first base. Something didn't go right.
That left calf, I don't know. I don't think he was running fast enough to pull a hamstring. I mean, he was kind of going into a trot.
Very hot night. It was 90 at game time. We'll see. They just put Colton Wong on the DL today. Meanwhile, Crick trying to pitch out of this. Third of the order. DeYoung, who is hit with a pitch, he's in third. And John Gant, pinch running for Jerko, a pitcher. Infield in. 2-run game, 8th inning.
Job wasting that breaking ball, you know, with Crick throwing that fastball 97 miles per hour. And you got to protect, stay short to get to the heater. And he spins that breaking ball just off the plate, able to expand and waste it.
And he struck him out. Got him to chase 96 out of the zone. And the first big out.
Yeah, maybe trying to waste that one, but that's too far away.
Greg Garcia 0 for 3, the number 8 hitter. Infield still in with 1 out. If you can get him, then you can just get the batter, and Matt Adams has moved into the on-deck circle. Yes, he's back with the Cardinals. He's had 2 hits all month, though. Two strikes on Garcia. Look ahead 1-2. Trying to keep this a 2-run game here in the 8th. And that's through the drawn-in infield. Gant will be held at third. Garcia comes through with an RBI single.
Thought he might be able to get out of it, but man, that fastball was up in the zone too, and Garcia able to get on top of it, back up the middle.
First game back in St. Louis for Matt Adams. Picked up from the Nationals on the last road trip. He's 2 for 38 in August. Hitless in his last 26. Those are his combined numbers with the Nats.
Yeah, those are pretty good numbers after what you said he's done in this month.
And a guy you can double up if you do get a ground ball here, and Pirates are betting on that.
Yeah, he's one of those guys, when he's hot, you can't pitch to him. When he's not, you know, there's a lot of swing and miss, much easier out. When we were in D.C., you didn't want to throw him a pitch to hit. He was locked in.
And he's ahead in the count. Now a 3-run game here in the 8th. Brault went 3 1/3 scoreless. Cardinals have touched Crick. Good pitch to even the count. Matt Carpenter lurking in the shadows. Softly hit to Bell, and they'll get the force on Gant, the pitcher. A big second out.
Yeah, not a double play ball, so we're coming home, and good throw from Josh Bell. Cervelli put the tag on.
And you got a pitcher running from third. Decent enough slide, but he's out. That backs up the runners, first and second. I'll put a pronounced shift on for Carpenter. Pair of singles tonight. National League leader in home runs with 34.
Crick has thrown some nice breaking balls, flipping it in there behind in the count. There's some nights he comes out and just throws fastball after fastball and blows guys away. Well, tonight, very confident in throwing that breaking ball in there for strikes.
Richard Rodriguez getting up. Big swing of 1-2.
Looking at Carpenter, and always a tough out. When he gets in there and the pitcher's looking in for the sign, it's like he's in a rocking chair. He leans back, so calm and relaxed. Right here, just leaning back, loads it up and takes a rip.
And Craig strikes out Carpenter, limiting it to 1, and now Bud Norris coming on for St. Louis. Need 3 to tie and 4 to take the lead. And tomorrow the Pirates and Cardinals in game 2 of this series. It'll be Trevor Williams against Miles Michaelis. I'll have all the action for you beginning at 7:30 with Pirates pregame presented by WB Mason. Jed Jerko leaving the game with a left groin concern. And so the Cardinals will go to the bench and bring in Patrick Wisdom, who was just called up today.
Wisdom, defensive replacement, and you have to wonder now if Jerko, you got to assume he's not ready to go. Does Carpenter move back to third and Adams play first? But first things first, Norris looking for his 28th save. 291 ERA, 63 punch outs, 52 2/3 innings.
Polanco will start. Cervelli and Dickerson to follow. Norris 27 for 31, so that pretty good mark. Kind of is the de facto closer. When the season began, there wasn't a closer. The Cardinals ended up signing Greg Holland. They've since cut him. Norris has stepped in that role and been pretty reliable.
One of those blown saves, if I'm not mistaken, was here with the Pirates in town. And Austin Meadows, if I remember correctly, hit a tying home run off of Bud Norris.
Might have been trying to think if that was the Cervelli. Oh no, he had a couple of times. You might be right. I'm trying to look that up for you. Confirm. Ah, you're right.
I'm right?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Game tying home run on June the 2nd. Cervelli thrown out to start the Pirates' ninth inning. You have an elephant's memory.
Yeah, not always. I just remember some things. Usually when you have like a blown save or whatever, is Polanco thinking he can beat that one out. I think anytime there's a shift too and lefty hits the ball left side, it always makes me mad when they're able to make a play on him.
So 1 out. Cervelli with a pair of singles tonight. Need 2 base runners to bring the tying run up, and there's one of them. Two Cardinals have been hit tonight. A Pirate.
Just got the jersey.
That's good enough.
All you need. Now you got the tying run at the plate. I mean, in the on deck circle.
Need one more, and Dickerson was 0 for 3 tonight.
It seems like there's been so many close games here over the years, and it's like, so you kind of remember the blown saves and the big home runs. Jung Ho Young, I remember, got Trevor Rosenthal to tie it up, blow a save. In fact, I think that was Jung Ho Young's first homer.
Back when Rosenthal was throwing 100. Mike Schilt in his first game as the official manager of the Cardinals, trying to lead them to 27-12 under his watch. Pirates hoping to spoil that with a late rally here in the ninth. They got a man on with 1 out. And right up first again. And that's how it ends. The Cardinals take the first game of the series, and they'll win it for Mike Schilt after his big day.
Yeah, Cardinals stay hot, and I believe they're hot because of this young pitching staff. These starters today, Jack Flaherty is, man, just hard to get anything going against them. The Pirates didn't do much. Got 3 hits in that 5th inning. But got some runners on base late. Couldn't cash them in.
Well, the home run ball, O'Neill. And Martinez helped Mike Schilt to his first victory as the official manager of the Cardinals.